Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Vision See Clearly. If you are wanting to make some improvements with your vision, you are in the right place. We're going to be covering a lot today, and we have a wonderful and significant group of people in the class. So I think we have about 170 people in this class this morning. So if I don't get to all of your questions, I will be reading the chat box after the class also. So we have another class that will be also going into addressing those issues. And by the way, please do sign in. I'm going to show you what I've been working on. You're going to get chart one. I'm going to show you chart one today as homework. And this is kind of the standard chart. So we'll be working on floaters, near and far-sighted, astigmatism, shape and size of the eye. And so that'll be the first chart that you get, but I'm working on a much bigger one, so not to worry if your vision issue isn't in day one. The second one that you'll be getting, and I've been filling that out, let me just show you that one. Let's see here, I think this is it. So you'll be able to see, we'll also be adding to that glaucoma, cataracts, pressure issues, vein issues, nerve issues, visual cortex problems. And most eye issues do come under these categories. If you don't really think that the eye issue you have is in this category, feel free to either put it in the chat box or send an email to support@julierenee.com. I am mapping out clearing the time, the best advice for every single eye issue that I get a request for. So I've got a good amount of them covered in this homework. We're going to be doing the big clearings today, and you're also going to be getting the chart, so you'll understand what you're going to be clearing. In other words, this is the homework chart, but let me show you what else you're, oops. So you'll also be getting our big charts that we've just brought in the last couple months. We've been bringing in the bigger charts, and you can take a look at one of them and see, well, this one is on clearing perception. What is it? And I didn't get the where it came from yet, but attracts any spiritual paths and how to clear it. So you're going to get charts for all of the different categories, which will be great. So there's a lot of really, really helpful information in this course. So welcome, everyone. I'm going to get started with the PowerPoint, and then I'm going to take a minute once we get the slides up here. There we go. See clearly. Yay. So, and then I'm going to take a peek and see who's on the call. Again, my apologies if I don't get to everybody. It's a big number of very interested people coming in. So very thrilled to have so many of you on the call. So welcome. Okay, Janice, Marilyn, Sharon, 3 a.m. Wow, that's devotion. And good for you for getting up. And Nancy and Sharon and Claudia from the UK, and Sharon and Julie. We've got a bunch of Sharons, I guess, here, huh? And Robert, Melissa, Don, Suzanne, George, Audrey, Anne, Lori, Marie, Joy, Margaret, Marty, Rodani, Diane, Donald, Gay, Joan, Nazine. Hi, Nazine. George, Sandy, Anita, Chantel, Tatiana, Don, Lars. This is just fantastic. Sharon, Brendan, Chantel, Roxanne, Servina. Hi, Margaret. I can't see for reading, but don't know. Okay. Denise, Marilyn, Diana, Trevor, Doreen, Jean, Heather, Cynthia, Nancy, Muskan, Doreen, Margaret, Audrey, and nearsighted. Yeah, we do cover nearsighted. Marilyn, Jean, and Nero. Excuse me, Nero. Very good. Okay. Well, I'm so happy to see all of you, and Neela's there. I thought you were, I felt you. Okay, so let's get started on today's lesson, and then you're going to have lots of homework clearings too. So today we're going to look at the steps for improving vision. And in part one, we're going to identify the challenges, clear programs informing the eyes to function at less than 100%, and clear spiritual parasites and existing illness. So we'll be working on that in the first class. In class 2, we'll be working on rejuvenate clear dark energies from the vision system, regenerate cellular neogenesis of the eyes, optic nerve, and visual cortex. And your follow-up training will be giving you after the end of class 2, maintain and nourish, and how to apply pink energy to keep those lenses soft and really keep you in clear focus once we've gotten the regeneration done. We're going to be, first of all, in step 1, identifying the problem. And some programs are related to aging, some from toxicity, DNA or bloodline patterns, lack of water or hydration can also cause eye issues. And then, of course, eye disease, eye conditions, vision disease. For example, the optic nerve or visual cortex has a disease, the eye nerve or brain problems. Okay, so injury or illness. And we're going to start with the clearings. And what we'll be clearing in amplification, so everybody wants to start their quantum pump, bloodline, Lucifer stops, soul contracts, demonic, evil spirit, and satanic curses, aging timelines, cycles, and dark energies. And then holographic inserts, implants, mechanisms, seeds, nanotechnology, permeations, portals, cords, and embeddings. So we're going to do some clearing on this. And I'm going to come on now onto the screen and just welcome any of the newbies. When we do the quantum pump, this is what it looks like. The elbow is down at the waist and the hand is pumping forward. It goes like that. Like that. So that is the quantum pump. That's what we're going to be doing all day today. Some of you will be experts and you might do the quantum chop. So this is chopping. So it's right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand. And also some of you who are very playful in nature and are going for it might have your toes pumping. Also, I'm looking down at my toes. So that pump with the feet is just pumping the ankle and the foot goes up and down like that. So you're welcome to do any version, one-handed, two-handed, or the quadruped, the quadruped pump where you have the hands and the feet going. I'm going to talk just for a couple of minutes to set a foundation for you that the quantum pump works because there are 2 kinds of physics and we're working with quantum physics. And the first kind of physics is the Newtonian physics, or the theory of relativity, the apple falling from the tree. So it's Newtonian physics, and it's just from here to there. And then the second type of physics, and they were both actually defined in 1915, believe it or not. And the second type of physics was quantum physics. And quantum physics says that we are all part of a field, and that field is made up of particles vibrating. And based on how the particles are vibrating, you have flowers or a globe or me, or, you know, an earring or whatever. And so what we're doing with this quantum pump and our mind, we're setting an intention with our mind and we're pumping with our hand and we're rearranging the particles for a better circumstance. Now, the quantum pump is a standard pump that you can use for every single thing that you want to be working on. And in the homework, you'll see that you do have the chopping as an instruction, especially for illnesses like cataracts and glaucoma and things like that, where you do the double pump. That's the double pump looks like this, and then there's chopping, and they look so much alike that I think the chopping, I feel like there's a little more force with it, and the double pump is just kind of the 2 hands falling forward. But it's so similar that you can hardly see the difference. So you can do the double pump. And then there's yeah, I think those are the 2 directions that I'm giving you. We have a side slide that'll be in homework for next week. So I want to go over that with you. So that's just, you're doing a kind of a do, 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 and you're sliding across your chest, the side slide. like that. So that's a side slide. And one I believe will be in next week's homework, it isn't written in there yet, would be the doorknob, the quantum doorknob. So this is kind of a different kind of a pump. And it's mostly used for spiritual parasites and some of their anchors. So that one is used too. So those would be the 4 possible hand movements that you might use for clearing when restoring the eyes. Now today is all about clearing, and then I'm going to give you some homework for clearing. And then next week is about regeneration. So today we're going to really work on the clearing level. And then next week we're really going to go into let's grow new cells. And then we'll give you follow-up homework so that afterglow will be how do you keep this up? And when you're restoring vision and you've had years where it's gone down and down and down, oftentimes you'll regenerate it and you'll get it quite a bit better, and then you'll have to regenerate it again and get it quite a bit better yet. And you may go through anywhere from 4 to 7 or even 9 regenerations to get it back to 20/20 vision and perfect health. So understanding that it's in increments. It took you time to get to where you are. You won't be doing all the clearings anymore. You'll just let it go through its full regeneration, and then you'll do the next regeneration. And the good news is that we give you these videos and audio presentations, the slides, the transcripts, everything that you need, all the charts, and you have them for a lifetime. So you'll have the delivery page. You'll just want to bookmark it. And then you can say, okay, I'm going to come back in 3 months and I'm going to do the regeneration again by going through class 2 again and just using that to do it one more time. It's pretty exciting to have worn glasses and then not wear glasses, or to have worn bottle cap glasses and then go down to a lens that you wore maybe 10 years ago. So understand that vision improves. It definitely improves. And it's a matter of time. Now we're really looking at 2 different things. We're looking at improving vision, and we're looking at clearing illnesses in the vision center. So there's 2 different things. And some of you will just have declined vision, and it won't have something to do with an illness per se. You'll be nearsighted, you'll be farsighted, you'll have astigmatism. So those kinds of things are really going to be dealt very much in the regeneration. So we clear the programs, and then we do the regeneration. And then many of you, though, have an eye illness or an eye condition that's more than just, kind of the standard pattern of losing your vision. And so those will also be addressing, like I said, those will be the new charts that are coming out that I gave you a peek at the beginning of class. If you are wondering, how do I figure out how many days or how many hours or what do I do? We're using a technique called kinesiology, which is muscle testing. And muscle testing is using your right hand and the ring finger on your right hand, making it very, very stiff as you can, pushing down with the pointer finger on your left hand. And if it's true, it'll hold firm. And if it's false, it'll drop. So my name is Julie Renee, holds firm. See, it just gets nice and stiff and holds firm. My name is George Lucas. No, it isn't. So you can practice on muscle testing. If you've never done it before, it's an art. What I would recommend is to practice 5 times a day for 6 weeks, and that's going to really help. You can also do clearings on muscle testing so you can clear yourself so that you've cleared away the impediments to muscle testing. Okay, now I know lots and lots of things have come in since I've been chatting, and I want everybody pumping right now. We're pumping for the clearings and amplification, that big list I showed you. Let me show it to you again so we just stay all on the same page. Okay, and so that's what we're working on right now to clear. And I'm going to scroll in a little bit here and take a look at some of the questions. And again, my apologies, we have many, many students in this class. We have 175 about students in this class, so I will not get to every question even though I really want to. So let's see. Okay, let's see. I got Brenda and Chantel, Roxanne, Savina. I think I saw those. Marilyn. Diana, I didn't see her. Trevor, I saw. Okay, Doreen, Jean. Psoriasis of eyelid will be covered. Or is that's not psoriasis. Ptosis of eyelid. Is that the eyelid droopy? That is something that we do improve, but so I think that's what you're saying, the droopy eyelid. Heather, great to see you, Heather. Nancy, Cynthia, Muskan, Doreen, Margaret, okay. And Mari's talking about having an evaluation of her eyes. Brenda, love to all. Melissa, general eye deterioration. Good. Well, that's what we're going to cover today. Rodani, can cataracts be cured without an operation? We're going to test. We're going to see. I haven't taken someone through to the other side of cataracts. Typically, people do an eye operation. If you need one, you'll be in really fantastic shape. But I am mapping out by muscle testing what would need to clear to have it clear without an operation. So we can give it a good try. Michelle, hi. Glasses since I was 2. That's Margaret. Okay. Allergy and dry eye issues. Okay, Anita. And sensations of something in my right eye doesn't hurt. Okay, that will probably clear today, I'm hoping, Lori. So let's see. Myrna from Oceanside, good to see you. Stephanie, nothing, audio, video. Stephanie, go ahead and refresh. And also you could use the dial-in if you can. Because your computer might not be fast enough. Oh, and I see the support has already gotten to you there. Are both chopping and double pump only used to clear? No. Chopping and double pump. Double pump speeds up things, and chopping is used for clearing. Good question, and that was Diana. And Margaret, good morning from New Jersey. We have definitely started. Isabel, Muskan, yeah, it won't. What we're doing is eye regeneration, so it will deal with both the short and nearsighted and farsighted, so that will be covered. And how do we know how many regenerations we'll need? That we'll deal with next week, Chantel, but we will go through the regeneration process next week. And I do have it kind of mapped out. If you've got really bad eyes, you might need to regenerate it. And I've mapped that out on your charts. So, and that we touch on next week. And Myrna's dry eye and blurred vision. And Jean, yes, droopy eyelid. Okay, good. And Neela, do we need to stay away from supplements made with nanotechnology? Definitely stay away from supplements with nanotechnology. And Margaret, will post-vistrous detachment be covered? We're doing the full regeneration, so I think so. I mean, I'm not going into every medical diagnosis, but understand that we are regenerating the eyeball and the lens and the optic nerve and the visual cortex. So we are going through all of them, and we're clearing all of the things that would cause to eye degeneration and illness. So I think so. Okay, and Janice, yes, you'll see on the charts that emotions play a very large role in vision. And looks like a bunch of people have dry eye, so we'll definitely be wanting to clear dry eye, and I'll add that onto our clearing charts too on dry eye computer. Okay, well, so many wonderful notes. Okay, well, let's do some clearing. I see a lot of dry eye, and avoiding nanotechnology is a yes. And lazy eye, well, we're going to, that would be the muscle in the eye, wouldn't it? The lazy eye, where it's not trained in the right place. So we're going to do a full regeneration of the cells in the eyeball and the optic nerve and the visual cortex. So let's see how much we get to. I think we should be getting to everything you guys have asked for. Head injury can play a huge role in eye problems, especially if it's in the back of the head. Your visual cortex is part of the brain. It's in the back of the head. So if you got, you know, fell on hard on the back of your head, it could very well be very much affected. Also, the optic nerve runs through the brain in the right and left neocortex. So that can also, the optic nerves can be affected. Oh, Margaret says that she's too weak to pump. Margaret, you can pump in your mind's eye for people who are sick and bedridden or don't have arms. You can imagine pumping with your mind. So imagine seeing your hand pumping in your mind, and that will help. And also, I'm pumping for all of you too. And on the nanotechnology, we're not going to go into great detail about that. We do have classes, a Quantum Clear class and some of the other classes that, like the immersion program, that really go into what everything is. But just to understand that nanotechnology is not, it's not human technology. It's been brought in from aliens. And when I looked at it clairvoyantly, it looked like it was meant to take over systems of the body. So the body isn't actually doing for itself, it's not regenerating itself. The nanobites or whatever are taking over the function with a slow process of the nano technology really getting embedded in the human blueprint in the human body. And ultimately having the nanos be able to, these little things being able to take more control of the human body. And that's not what we're looking for. We're actually looking to restore the human blueprint in itself with its own extraordinary elements of the blueprint. So understanding that, I understand that nanotechnology makes you feel great. If you're taking some nano supplements or you're using a nano pillow or something like that, and you're just like, oh my God, it's just wonderful. I get that. But what we're doing in this class is we're activating your own blueprint in your own field. And this would be a foreign substance that will stay in you. So it doesn't disappear unless you disappear it. Is colloidal silver included in nano? I don't think so. You'd have to test. It depends on the company, but I don't get it. I don't get it as a yes. But do check with the companies, because the companies like to promote that they're using nanotechnology. So if they're using nanotechnology, you want to avoid it if you can. Can we do something about retinose pigmentosis? The cones and rods in the retina are eventually optic nerve is dried out. Yeah, that's a clearing in, this is a clearing on illnesses. So when we're clearing this in amplification, and then we go down to, so we're clearing this one, and then we'll go down and we'll clear, oops, let's see here, there we go. The spiritual parasites. And we'll be, really looking at clearing the can't heal stuff, perception, emotions, and so, and then we do get actually to DNA today. So if you have a specific illness or specific problem, what I'd like you to do is include that on your list. So as we're going through this list of clearings, include that on your list. And as I showed you, I'm charting, so I should be able to get at least another dozen eye conditions mapped out. I've been doing kind of the more general things like problems with the nerve, like the optic nerve or the nerve reception, that kind of a thing, so that everything gets covered, even if I don't get to every single medical diagnosis. But we are really working on what the real gist of vision regeneration is to get to the bottom of the programs that are causing the degeneration and the malfunction. So if we can get to the bottom of the programs, like really clear away amplification, perception, emotions, DNA, and then the specific program for the cones and rods not functioning properly or breaking down, when we get to that specific program, if you clear that out of the DNA, or if it's coming from somewhere else, clear that, and then do the regeneration, it should hold permanently. And then we also like to work with the DNA reset. And if the program for the eye degeneration is in the DNA, we clear it out of the DNA, and then we work on removing the reset that puts it back at that when you go to sleep, and it gets a little better, and then you go to sleep and it resets at the old program. We want to get rid of the old program, and we want to get rid of the setting that allows it to reboot at the old setting. So what we're really working on is removing all the programs that would allow the eye not to function well, and then regenerating so we're doing cellular neogenesis, which is really working with the master cells and getting them to 100% using the blueprint in the quantum field, and then starting a cascade of new cell growth. And we will next week go one by one. We'll do the eyeballs, the optic nerve, the visual cortex, and then we'll be working with the lens itself to soften that up and make that pink and really youthful again. So we bring youth in. And by the way, if you have scar tissue, pink is a wonderful color to use on scar tissue. So one of the things that happens with your lenses is they start hardening as you are aging and you're exposed to toxicity, you're dehydrated, those kinds of things. So we want to soften that lens up so you get clear focus together. So that just that one thing alone will really help. I have had some questions this week about floaters. I had a bunch of floaters a few years back, and I did the vision regeneration, cleared the floaters, really focused on it. I actually had a little spot in my eye that was kind of like looking into light. It wasn't registering. It wasn't registering, as I couldn't see anything out of that little spot. And all of that healed with the vision regeneration. So I do give you the protocols if you have floaters. That seems to be something that a lot of people have. So understand that is definitely removable and curable, and takes a little bit of time. It takes anywhere from immediate to about 7 weeks on the floaters. Okay, and then getting another question. So we're about a half an hour into our class 1, and the regular pump that we're doing is this, and then if you want to double up, you can do the double pump. And if you want to be a quadruped, I don't know, you want to use your feet and your hands, you can pump with your feet too, which is just very playful. You can do it for a few minutes if you want to, getting your ankles pumping so your feet are doing the same thing. So the right, left, like, yeah, anyway. So you just get everything pumping all at once. But one hand pumping is perfectly fine. And that's what we're doing. The elbow is at the waist and the hand is pumping, moving forward. Looks like that. Looks like that. Very good. And we do have, so when you watch the replay, you'll see at the very beginning, I've got that covered again. So you might want to just review the quantum pump at the very beginning of the class. I'm so happy that you're here and that you're ready for your vision to improve. I wore glasses. I wore these big round red glasses for a really long time, from age 18 to 46. And decided I didn't want to wear glasses anymore. I decided I could see, and I could see without glasses. And so I did work on regenerating my eyes. 6 months later, I went into the eye doctor and he said, "Oh, something is wrong." And he thought that the doctor from the previous year had made a mistake because my vision had improved. He said, "That never happens with a woman your age." And I said, "Oh yeah, it does." And then he checked and he found out that he was the doctor from the previous year. He goes, I must have been having a bad day. So he thought that he recorded bad information rather than my eyes getting better, which I think is funny. So understand that you're nearsighted, farsighted, stigmatism, floaters can probably be corrected pretty quickly, really pretty quickly. If you're very nearsighted or very farsighted, you'll get a shift when we do the regeneration next week, but you'll do it in increments, and I've got that mapped out. So you'll get a chart next week on the regeneration stuff too. So you'll know, gosh, I'm probably in the severe category. I should probably do the maximum regenerations. It tells you how many days to wait and what to do in the middle. Like some people will be pumping every third day for 5 minutes or 20 minutes until the regeneration is complete or till the clearing is complete. So I map that out for you. Okay, let's see, lots of things. I got on after all. Oh, good. Hi, Mai. And Lynn, sometimes it feels like something is crawling around in my eye. I think that's a spiritual parasite, Lynn. So it's 3 aliens. Yeah, it just looks like 3 aliens. Dia, what's causing my rapid vision loss? There's a program in your bloodline. And in some kind of a miasm with your bloodline. So something in there, which is good because that's what we're working on clearing now. So you want to just keep testing until you got that program completely cleared on the rapid vision loss. Yeah, Diana, yes, being abused as a child can affect your vision, definitely. And emotions scores really high with some of the eye diseases as well as the vision loss. So when you're muscle testing, you're going to discover what the key players are. Since we're such a big, diverse group, we're going to cover everything, but absolutely. Lynn, I recommend the right hand because the right hand is the outer. It's the left hand is receptive, where the right hand is out in the world. But if you're better at your left hand, then use your left hand. If you're better with your feet, then use your feet. If you can't use your hands and feet, then use your mind. We're just after the goal of getting the quantum energy and the shifting happening. So that's what we're looking for. And there is this is the best recommendation, and there's then the what's the best for you. And we like it to work out for you. So you do what makes sense. Joy, on the macular degeneration, my left eye, some anomaly around the optic nerve. What caused the macular degeneration? It looks like some malfunction in the DNA is the bigger culprit of everything that I'm streaming through. Good news, we're working on that. So we should be able to clear the program and then regenerate the eyes. So that's the good news. Muskan, my eyes are really hurting now with the clearing. I think I have one short and one long sight, but I'm not sure. Okay. That would be spiritual parasites kind of resisting, but know that if it's hurting, you're being effective, meaning you're moving them out because they're going, no, I don't want to go, don't make me go. And you're making them go. So they're just hanging on. So just in your mind, go, this is not me. This is not me. My eyes feel great all the time, and just allow them to release. And the this is not me is not an affirmation. It's actually you're telling your body the pain is not you or the malfunction is not you. you don't agree to it, you're not aligned with it. So it's not a this is not me like affirmation. It's a statement of fact. This is not me. This pain has nothing to do with me. There we go. Floaters and flashes. Ooh, that just went away. Dia says, love you. You're welcome. Okay. And I always love the love. Thank you so much. Okay, well, I'm seeing lots of people's eye issues. So there's a lot of people spelling out what it is. Can regeneration heal vitreous detachment? And I get, see, I'm looking at muscle testing. It's a yes. So I get a yes. You can heal anything. I worked with a lady, Carolyn Stevens. I don't know if you've seen her interview, but she was just a couple days from death from the Stanford doctors saying, you know, you just can't live through this. She had her colon removed. We grew back her colon. So it was surgically removed and she had a bag. And she said to the doctors, you got to take this bag out. My colon's back. I mean, she was, you know, she wasn't using the bag. She was actually having bowel movements. And yeah, so you can grow back things that have been surgically removed. You can grow back damaged, injured parts. You know where the hookup is sometimes with people on growing things back is that they get in their mind this, what I call atheist thought form, which is it's gone. It's been surgically removed, it's gone. And it's so like strongly it's gone that the mind prevents the new part from returning. So you've got to really clear the it's gone, and maybe every day send happy thoughts to whatever that was damaged or missing, and just imagine it back again. So, and then we will go through the steps of cellular regeneration for the eyes, the nerves, and that part of the brain, the optic nerve. Next week, we will go through the youthing and making younger the lenses. And also, we should be able to get to the tissue in the eyelids also. So I think that will, and you will learn how to, the chopping, actually, why don't I just talk about that? So gross, anything that doesn't belong on or around the eye, gross are like this. You do the chopping and you imagine it disappearing. So you just like you could shrink a headache, you can actually shrink growth and illness too that way. So the first thing you would do is remove the programs, and then you would also need to remove the what is there. So when my students, Tom was very successful, Tom, one of my apprentices, at removing some of these. He had some growth on his skin around his face, and he did the chop and it just fell off. So that was pretty cool for him to see this stuff just all fell off. So depends on, you know, your belief system. If you believe that it's part of you, it's going to stay. If you believe that it's not part of you, it doesn't belong there, it never belonged there, then it's going to shift. So just know that anything is possible, and we have to clear programs that are informing the body of the problem, and then we have to really see that it's possible and do the regeneration and allow that regeneration to go to its full extent. And then maybe we do the regeneration more than once. Many people only need it once, but I'm assuming since you signed up for an eye program, you might have some problem with your vision somewhere. So it might be, you know, we have thousands of people on the list. We had 175 people who said, I have a vision problem I want to improve. So you might be more of the challenged ones. And I'm really glad you came on because I'm here for you. Okay. Paulinka, sometimes that's the thyroid malfunctioning, and that's what I get. So if your eyeballs are getting bigger, sometimes it has to do with the thyroid not functioning right. So you would just want to clear the programs for that. And then also in your imagination, see your eyes returning to their normal size. And you can totally do that. You can do that. I moved some bone structure where I had been hit by a car, and so this side of my face was very different. It was kind of smashed in. If I wore sunglasses, this one was touching the skin, and this one was like 3/4 of an inch off my face. And I'm actually, with the quantum pump, moved my bone forward and aligned it. I'm still slightly out of alignment, but so 100 times better than where it was before, where it was really pushed in there. So yeah, anything is possible. You have to, see it in your mind's eye, clear the programs that allowed it to get to where it was, and then pump to see it restored. And really believe it with your heart and soul. Because we're really just rearranging particles. Lynn is asking about regrowing teeth, which this is a vision program, so that's funny. But people already are regrowing teeth, and we taught that in the Grow Younger Cell Regeneration Made Easy. So if you are wanting to take a class that has information on growing back teeth, yes, the answer is yes. Thomas, recent left eye issue, cornea ulcer, infection, injury, something else. Recent left eye issue. Cornea ulcer, infection, injury, something else. It looks like injury, Thomas. I think you're asking a question. Injury. A friend recommended your work. I'm not familiar with your work. First time seeing you. Is any work being done on our eyes just by you reading what's going to cover while pumping? Thank you. For all of you, especially if you're new, we're doing the quantum pump the whole class, and we are working on your eyes. And then next week, we're actually working on regenerating your eyes, but we're clearing the programs out of your eyes, your optic nerve, your visual cortex, everything that's affecting your vision in the way of programming. Next week, we'll be doing the regeneration, actually the cellular neogenesis, the regeneration of the cells themselves. So let's move on. Let's look at this. So we'll also be clearing today alien type 2, 3, 4, 7, and 8, ghosts, evil spirits, demons, transmortals, and entities. And along with that, we'll be clearing group mind, permeations, group mind virus, black magic, curses, trauma from past lives and this life, with holographic inserts and implants holding that trauma. Atheist thought forms can't heal, holographic inserts and implants, and timelines, wormholes, and holographic inserts. I just added these. For those of you who are new, you're going to go, what the heck is that? Don't worry about it. Some of the students have been with me a few years, and they always are saying, well, where did that come from, and how does it stay? And so I've added it here. By the way, in the charts, you'll see a lot of where does it come from and how does it get there. So not to worry, though. Vision will also be clearing today, the emotional clearing, emotional brain, etheric body, timeline, emotional thought forms. So you can see that we'll be clearing a few more things in emotions. And then also we're going to be focused on clearing the DNA. Oops, and bloodline is now, sorry about that. I thought I got this, but I missed it. So bloodline has now gone up to amplification. And I just got that in there. All right, so everybody's pumping, pumping, pumping. Brenda's asking how much damage has been done with the head trauma. I'm assuming that you're asking on vision. It looks like about 40%. And Robert is asking, where are we now? And let's see here. We're actually into perception at this point, Robert. So we've cleared the first batch of things, the amplification, and then the anchors. Just so you know, so some of you, since it is, oh, okay, I didn't put the anchors in here. I put them, I guess I put the anchors along with the issues there. Anchors are like the holographic inserts, implants, wormholes, that kind of thing. Those are anchors. Permeations are anchors. Oh, good, Lynn. Yeah, we just completed the Grow Younger series in January, and it was really a wonderful class. And we did do the very first class was on the um, on the jaw and the teeth, and it was an excellent class. I think you'd really enjoy it. We do sell the classes. Oops. So you can still take the class as a home study class, even if you've missed the live class. So the Grow Younger class, if anyone wanted to check out that link, it's up in the chat box. Oh, in heavy metals. Uh-huh. Okay, Margaret, on heavy metals, you want to do like something like chelation where you're pulling it out. And then you also want to do the this is not me to the heavy metals. So you can pump for the heavy metals and start clearing that and really seeing. I'm going to come back on the screen too. Okay, so with heavy metals, use the chelation process also. And then I am of the firm belief, and I'm doing this myself. I was exposed to atomic radiation, and I am aware, I've been made aware by a medical doctor that my body has a lot of scar tissue in it from all of the toxic radiation. And I realized that while I'm working on regeneration, there's a lot of scar tissue from way earlier in my life. And so I've been actually working on clearing the scar tissue by not agreeing to it, by saying, this is not me, just like you would to a spiritual parasite. But a spiritual parasite is kind of like, for me, my mom visited this weekend and she has a few demons of her own. And she slept in the bedroom below my bedroom. A couple of them visited me in the night. My heart was racing and there was like this fear thing. And I'm like, oh, I have some guests in my body. This is not me. That is definitely not me. And like 20 seconds later, that racing heart and that stabbing fear thing was completely gone. So understand that we are powerful beyond measure, and we have a blueprint that exists in the ethers that is perfect. And if we don't agree to something, now it may take some time, but if we don't agree to something, we say, this is not me. I have a healthy body. I am free of scar tissue and radiation poisoning. We can eventually get to that place, but the mind has to believe it. So you clear the atheist thought forms and you pump every day, really seeing yourself restored to youthful vitality, and you clear the decks, and you can do this. You totally can do this. No, we had that for one day, Gate, the 25th anniversary of our company. On the day of the 25th anniversary, we had the second edition of Your Divine Human Blueprint for half price, but that's not today. That was a couple weeks ago. But it's Your Divine Human Blueprint. You can buy an autographed copy on the website, or you can buy it on Amazon. But it was just a one-day special. Okay. Curious question. Will help open our third eye? It could. You could use these same techniques for that, for opening the third eye, the inner and outer vision. Yep, maybe we do a follow-up class after this one on inner vision, right? That'd be good. So let's see, on the clearing heavy metals from the body, if you did the this is me technique, you pumped and you cleared all the atheist energy and really claimed that youthful body. It'd be about 400 hours of pumping, and it would be really helped by the outer action like chelation, and there's this stuff that magnetizes metal out of the body that you can take supplements. So Very, very doable. And on the radiation and scar tissue, I've never tested this, but I've just started really affirming it's not me. So let me just test it and see. So if you've been really poisoned with radiation, yeah, about 700 hours, but it can be done. So that's kind of an interesting thing, right? Oh, wow, it's a lot of time, but worth it because then the body regenerates at a much faster rate if you don't have the scar tissue from the radiation. Yeah. Um, uh, Liliana, this is my first class and I'm lost. Where are we supposed to do something through the course? I have macular degeneration disease. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure if you were on at the beginning of the class, but what we're doing is we're doing a quantum pump. And today's class is just clearing. We're clearing all the programs that would cause degeneration of the eye. And it's okay. You know, what I really recommend is that you review the videos a few times. It's just amazing. You'll catch something the first time through, and especially the very first time you're watching, it's going to feel like, oh my gosh, it feels like a completely different language to me. But honestly, it's set to be understood. So we've got this setting on it's understandable. So if you'll just watch it a few times, I think that you'll start like feeling like, oh, okay, I can get into my comfort zone here. So what we're doing is we're just doing the quantum pump. And we're doing all those list of things that we're clearing. We're clearing all of the programs that are informing the eyes to not work as well as they should. So right now we've been clearing on the group mind virus, black magic curses, trauma from past lives and present life, atheist thought forms like you can't heal, and timeline. So that's why we're using the right hand and we're pumping with our right hand. We're doing this to clear these programs. And just sometimes by clearing these programs, people get a lot better just by clearing these programs. Can you share types of supplements for chelation in the homework? There's actually products called chelation products. So you could do, Google chelation. There are chiropractors and medical doctors. I don't know about chiropractors, come to think of it, because it's an IV, like holistic practitioners who offer chelation in just about every major city. I think the original doctor was Dr. Michael Liang, because I had him do chelation with me. And he was out of Stanford, or the University of San Francisco. And yeah, I'm thinking he was the original author of it. But essentially, people would be flooded with this package. It was an IV. Now you can take it orally. But your body would be flooded with all these wonderful vitamins and minerals. And literally, people would come in once or twice a week for their treatment, and their gray hair would turn back to brown or blonde. And they would get their energy back as the toxins were being removed from the body. They were being flooded out as massive doses in the right proportions, obviously, were being flooded into the veins of the body. So I know that since that original chelation, there's now been oral chelation, and then there's something called metal magnet, and I don't know which company offers it, but I know that if you're on that for about 6 months, it pulls all the heavy metals out of your body. You want to drink a lot of water. Well, thank you, Myrna. That's so nice. I've been doing my Beautiful from the Inside Out class. I think I'm on week 6, and the meditations are so wonderful. They really tighten and tone the skin and make you feel amazing. So we do have the Beautiful from the Inside Out home study program. It's 8 weeks, but there are 3 different programs, so you can actually be in that program for 6 months and doing the different versions from skin tightening and toning to we have full body rejuvenation and we have the facelift. So there are 3 different versions of Beautiful from the Inside Out. So that's where you can get that information. Brenda's asking about how long it would take to clear up vision to 5 years ago, sight at 74 years of age. So Brenda, maybe, are you 79 now? That could be. Let's see. I get about a half a year. I think you're going to be doing some pumping and clearing. And like I said, sometimes you do 1 regeneration, you need to do the next. You might need to do 2 or 3 regenerations to get back to where you want to be. But it's very doable. What I tested was about 30 weeks, Brenda. Oh, you're 74 now, so you want to go back to age 69 vision. I think, you might be thinking about going back to 2020 at some point. But that's a nice goal. And then just know that it's probably going to take more than 1 regeneration to get there. But the regenerations are easy and feel good. Let's see. Okay, so we are through, let's see, about 80% through with this one, emotions and clearing. And we're going to be going on to the DNA also. So we're getting there. Let's see. We've got about 15 more minutes of clearing. So our class completes in 3 minutes. I apologize if I didn't answer a question. If it's a really pressing question, send it to support@julierenee.com. I will be sending out a homework and directions for you. So what I'd like is for everybody to stay pumping with me. The class is over, but we have videos that we'll play. So just stay on and keep pumping, or you can turn the computer off, but keep pumping for an additional 12 minutes. So you'd go to 12 minutes after the hour, and we'll have gotten the DNA and the emotions cleared, so that we can go next week right into our regeneration process. And we'll be able to actually do, for everyone, the eyeballs, the optic nerve, and the visual cortex next week in the class, during the class. I will get it done for all of you, I promise. So, and then the time is different. So if you're a person who, I see somebody's had a stroke, your time may be 130 days, someone else's might be 90 days, but we can look at that next week when we're regenerating it. So it does take time though. Oh, you're welcome, everybody. Yay. Okay, again, if I didn't get to your question, I love you and I appreciate you and value you. So please, if there was something really burning that didn't get answered today, support@julierenee.com. Otherwise, we have another whole class next week, and there's a lot of homework, good explanations of what to do. So we're going to go on to keep pumping here, and in just a minute we'll go on to our videos. Let's see, what do I want to say? I do want to actually have this conversation, which we really didn't talk about because I've been answering questions, but understand that we need to love what we're looking at for our vision to be good, right? So I learned this at the feet of Ali Akbar Khan. Sudhi bisa ragai, bisa ragai asha. And the translation, and it's a longer poem. It says, "My God, when I open my eyes and truly see what you have given me, my heart is overflowing and my eyes are filled with tears. Sudhi bisa ragai asha." And with that, I bless you, I honor you, and you are cherished. You're doing a great job. The replays will be out about an hour after, so if you're new to the class, I highly recommend you go through the replay. and we'll see you next week. And keep pumping now for 12 more minutes.